Hey guys, Chris You're here back from C&H Small Engine again for another informative service and review video. This will be dealing with the machine I have in front of me here today specifically. This is a Cub Cadet Ltx 1045 hydrostatic lawn tractor, as they call them here. And the customer called us up here about a week and a half ago because apparently this machine was sitting behind their house for an extended period of time. I think it was more than 6 months, and the thing had mold on top of the actual engine cover shroud area right here before that. And they needed a shitload of work done on this machine specifically. They needed a complete engine tune-up on the machine, tractor tune-up as well too. The actual blades were pretty banged up underneath there. The front right tire was leaking quite bad, and it was actually off the rim originally when we actually went over to pick the thing up, because the lady told me the tire was supposedly low on air, but we went over to check that out, and the tire did not have any air in it whatsoever. So always be mindful of people's truth out there, if you want to call it that, because people tend to lie a great deal if they don't know what they're specifically talking about. This deck, the actual deck assembly needed quite a lot of work done to it specifically. They need 2 deck brake assemblies on here. This thing, show you, give you a better picture underneath here. The brakes need to be completely replaced on this machine. It needed 2 new pulleys underneath there as well too. Needed 1 new spindle assembly on the one side. It needed new drive belt for the actual deck underneath here as well too. Let me see what else it needed done on here. It needed 3 new bolts because the actual bolts for the spindle assembly on there were completely frozen up on it. We had to replace those bolts as well as on there as well too. Let me see what else we had to do here. The deck needed to be completely cleaned up. We actually spent about a half an hour just cleaning the actual tractor up over here after we got done putting all the parts on it, and we just got done test run the machine over here today. And this is the first video immediately after we got done with the machine here. And here is the actual tag for the machine right here. This is the model number. Let me see if I can zoom in here for you a little bit. Let me see if I can take it all the way in here for you guys. There we go. Okay, it's 13WX91AT056. Date of manufacturer 03/2012, and it's a Cub Cadet machine right here specifically. So overall, the machine's in good shape now. We also had to take the battery out, clean the battery terminals up, clean the actual battery posts up as well too, but she had a lot of corrosion on the one post right there as well too. We also did have to replace one of the idler pulleys for the actual drive belt underneath here. The idler pulleys go from your actual engine back to the middle portion, so directly in the middle where your actual we're going to call paneling right there for all your danger and stuff like that, you have your pulleys directly underneath that. And we replaced the one, I think it was the furthest one in the back, because that's the one that usually gets a lot of wear in the back right there, and we've seen and noticed a pattern. It seems like the back ones always wear more than the front ones out there for that. And the other thing was on the actual deck, I probably forgot to mention, this lady apparently had somebody jerry-rigged the actual height level adjustment up on the left-hand side. If you see this big nut right here, you have 3 pieces that go in there. You have the big hex nut right there, plus you have another bolt, you have a washer, and you have another nut on the other side of there as well too. And we had to replace all those because it looked like somebody just stuck a bolt and a big flat washer down inside there as well too. And we had to also bend this one piece of metal tang sticking out right here back into position, because apparently whoever was messing around the machine did not know what they were doing originally as well too. So overall, the machine's in great shape right now. Let me just show the engine here. Get the hood up. Got the engine cleaned up on her. This thing had, you won't believe it guys, this thing actually had mold. I am not lying about it. It had mold underneath the actual hood here because it was sitting behind her house and it was extremely wet. It's behind the lady's house, it's almost like a swamp back there, and that's no joke right there. We had to clean off all the mold up underneath. You can probably actually see some of the mold still up on here, just a teeny bit right here, but it's barely able to see it. Got the engine cleaned up on here, got the tune-up done on the engine, replaced the fuel filter, oil filter, and we also had to fix the actual threads on the actual drain of the oil diner as well too. We had to we had to put some white PC or white plumber's tape on there as well to get the thing torqued up properly. So overall, the machine's in good shape right now. There's the LTX 1045 hydrostatic transmission on there as well, and here's the spec number for the actual engine right here. It's a PS SV 600-3225, and the serial number right there is below that as well too. This is the Kohler Courage 20 horsepower engine here for you guys. I'll give you a shot of the actual engine right in the front there. 20 horsepower, 597cc, KohlerEngines.com, SV 600 machine, or I should say engine, sorry about that. And somebody asked me online about where do you get the information about the typical replacement parts and stuff like that. Your replacement parts list is usually directly under the engine shroud right here. So you have your replacement parts right here. This one has the LTX 1045 replacement parts. They're clearly marked right under the top of your shroud right here. So there's your replacement parts list, plus all the other oil capacity, fuel filter, and stuff you can buy direct from the manufacturer right there for that, all on Cub Cadet's own parts website for that. So that's a question one of my reviewers requested right there. So I just want to give you a shot of where most MTD, especially the Cub Cadet, which I have right here in front of me here, is directly under the shroud. So whenever you lift your cover up here, you just lift it up, and it'll be directly underneath that right there, guys. So that's answers that one question from one of my subscribers. So I'll give you another walk around here. And there's the other side of the deck right here. I'll give you a side shot here for that. Here's your side shot right there. And I'll give you a rear shot as well too for this machine. There you go. There's a back shot as well too. Has a hydrostatic transmission, so you do have a dump valve on the right hand side, and it has to be out in order to push the machine around in your yard. And here's another side shot of the left hand side. There we go for you guys right there. Looks great. The machine looks a hell of a lot better than it did before when we originally picked up. Looks like an absolute pile of shit. So it looks 10 times better than what I did before. And there's a front shot right there for that. It does have some scrapes and scuffs in the front end. I can't do anything about that because it was like that whenever we originally picked it up. So that's basically everything I'm going to talk about right now. I'll go ahead and fire it up here for you guys. Everybody wants to see the machine running, so I'll go ahead and do that. And get the deck all the way up. Okay. There we go. Running great. Of the linkage for the throttle. Here's the engine model tag. Go ahead and run this thing around for a couple minutes here. You're gonna back up here. The brake off. Okay, ready to take off. Hydrostatic good. approximately 73. You can see zoom in here for you guys. I don't want to zoom in too good. See the back of the bit. There we go. 73.5 hours, so 73 and a half hours on this machine. So it's barely broken in out there for that. Shut it off here. So that's the review video for the LTX 1045 machine here. If anybody has any comments, questions, whatnot about this machine here, just simply drop me a message. And if I failed to mention something in the video you needed help with, just leave me a quick message and I'll probably respond within 24 to 48 hours after you post some kind of question. So I'll see you guys and have a nice day.